I am your host, Leanne, and welcome to my channel. Okay, so this video is going up in July, 7th month of the year. So we're going to reflect on the things I read in the last 6 months. There's a lot more than I thought I would read. To be honest, way more than I thought I would read. So we're going to go over it. Now, I would not have been able to get what I've gotten done without listening to an Audible through Hoopla, my local library. So if you have a local library that you wish to support, go ahead and support it, and maybe they'll have a free source of being able to listen to audibles. If not, I mean, there's a paid prescription through Spotify. And of course, the Kindle's Audibles, not Kindle, but Amazon Audibles. And probably many more Audibles things out there. I wouldn't know. Let us begin with my books. Okay, so the first one is inside this. This was 3 plays that I read separately because they are each one completely different. The third one the last one that I read was the Dollhouse. It's the House of Sugawara, or Sugawara Denju Tenarai Kagami, a play written for the Doll Theater by Takahide Izumo, Miyoshi Shoraku, and Namiki Sen-oru. Translated by Albert Miyasato and Shigeru Yamaguchi. English version by Louis M. Steed and Earl Ernest. Just person on the title of the book of this thing. I rated this a 3-star because, well, it's a play. Better to watch it. It'd probably be like a 5-star if you went and watched it, or maybe it had something you could listen to instead of reading, because plays are much better seen than read beyond anything in the world. So here's book number 1 that I finished in January. The next book that I read, Black House by Stephen King and Peter Straub. This one I gave a 5 stars because Jack's adventure was awesome, and I like how this one made it more inclusive of normal people and traveler people, as well as power that a kid has. Third book was Dark Rivers of the Heart by Dean Koontz. It was also a 3-star. I didn't like the stalkerish feeling it had in it, and the whole everything goes back to my childhood type thing. A little overplayed on that. The next one, Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is a 4 stars. It was really, really good. I liked Hole of the Fae, the stuff that came in it, even though it really ought to have written down that, hey, look, you've got to read, okay, the Mortal Instruments before you read this, because this happens after the Mortal Instruments, so you're going to get some spoilers. Just a heads up. That's what it should have in here. It should, you should let you know. Like, read the Mortal Instruments first, then read this one. I regret not knowing that because it does spoil some things. Yes, you want it. It should say read other books. This Goblin Quest by G.C. Hines, 3.75, is a flip side of adventurers going into a cave to explore it and kill off some goblins. Because goblins having humans come into their home and kill them off, and they're like, why would we do? We gotta protect ourselves. Number 6, volume 1 manga by Atsuko Asano and art by Hinako Kino. Okay. This is a 4 stars. It's dystopian, and it is really well written for a manga. I really wish I could read the novel that it's based off from, because I feel like there'd be more I could get from it. But unfortunately, that's not translated into English. It's only in Japanese, and I don't know how to read that. Unfortunately. These were all read in January. Now we're doing February read. This is A Witch's Sin, Neon Ghost Book 1 by Daniel B. Green. I gave this one a 4 stars. I like the fact that it's got cybernetics, it's got vampires, it's got aliens, it's got detective mystery work in it. Arsène Lupin, Gentleman Burglar. Now I split this down. This is back before I split down things for serializations that I've read. So there are like, I think 8 novels in here for each. 9. There's 9 small little mini novellas in here, and I broke them down for this. So the first one out of this was The Arrest of Arsène Lupin by Marissa LeBlanc. It was a 3-star. Arsène gets arrested. Arsène Lupin gets arrested. Arsène Lupin in prison is just him being in prison. I give that a 3 stars. Escape of Arsène Lupin is when he escapes and shows that he can escape, even though he lets himself be put back into prison. That's also a 3-star. The Mysterious Traveler is when he's traveling on a train and he finds somebody is stealing things. Of course, he goes to get them arrested. That's 3 stars. The Queen's Necklace is a very expensive necklace that gets stolen before he could get to it. The 7 of Hearts. There's a safe inside of a building that holds submarine plans, and the 7 of Hearts was the key to unlocking that safe. 3 stars. Madame Imbert's safe is about an actual safe that Arsène Lupin first stole from, even though what he stole was useless. That's 3 stars. The Black Pearl is about the Black Pearl and him trying to thieve it. Sherlock Holmes Arrives Too Late is where Sherlock Holmes is invited to protect an entire room from being stolen. That was also 3 stars. They're all 3 stars. They would have been better if it had more. Because, I don't really like short stories, but I do like, I like Arsène Lupin as a character. He's really good, and I wish there was more than just a bunch of short stories. Ocean of Blood by Darren Shan is 3.75. This is the saga of Lauren Cripsley. The Sea Will Run Red. It's the 2nd book, and it's definitely about blood in the sea. So it could have been a lot more. I understand it's for young adults, teenagers, kids. There could have been more in it. The Wizard Lord by Lawrence Watt Evans is a high epic fantasy with a different world that has some chosens that are there to make sure that the wizard, who controls over everything, doesn't become a bad guy. And if he does, they gotta defeat him so that a new Wizard Lord can be chosen. Gave that a 3 stars because more things could have been done with that. Sidford Mystery, also known as The Murder at Hazelmoor by Agatha Christie, is about a murder that happens at a specific time, and it's mystery on how it happened. And a Ouija board. Don't ever bring those things into your homes. They're deadly. And I'm pretty sure that is the reads I had for February. It was also the one where I introduced the whatchamacallit. I'm trying to remember what I called it. Audibles. That's when I introduced Audibles into the whole thing. So that's another 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. That's 6 books. So then we get into March. Okay. We still have piles to go. And yeah, they get bigger. Titles. This one has a lot. So we have actually Alice in Zombieland. Gina Showalter. It's the first one in the White Rabbit Chronicles, and it's about a girl named Alice who gets sucked into a world where she sees zombies. I give this a 4 star. I was listening to the Audible for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets at that time while I was reading that, but I give this a 3.5 stars because it's better as a movie, and it's better as reading it as a child because there's so many plot holes in these that you just can't believe it. Okay, you can't believe it. We have Withered by J.G. Passarella, which is actually John Passarella, and they give this a 3 stars. About 3 people who see past lives of witches that are actually there to come and feed and be alive again. Firestarter by Stephen King. I give this a 1.5 stars, and the only reason why I did is because I didn't finish the book, because I lost interest in it. Because I don't really like the fact that it's a little girl running around with her dad being hunted by a bunch of people that want to use her. It's uncool. The next one is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. This is a 3 stars. There's a lot of things that could have been taken out of this and would have made a better book. But there's also the fact that this could have ended as a standalone instead of a duology like she made it into. It probably would have been better as a duology. As a standalone instead of a duology. This is Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. I gave it a 3.5 because it's better as a movie. I don't know what to tell you. It's better as a movie. Better as a movie. He gripes a lot more in the book than he did in the movie, and it's a lot of unnecessary griping. Don't understand why, because Lestat was just a terrible person, and Louis was a spineless little knave. While all that was going on, I was also listening to the Audible for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And here it says I did this book by J.K. Rowling. I give this a 3 stars because even though it got better at giving a lot of details, it still needs a lot more to it. A lot more because of the plot holes. Just so many plot holes. 7 books. That is 7 books that I read in March, and it's attacking me because they're not all equal. The next month is April. We were also listening to audibles at this time as well. Artemis Fowl in the Arctic Instant by Owen Colfer is 4 stars because I think there could have been more done with the whole Arctic Circle. Because the Arctic and the incident that happened in the Arctic is actually about 1/3 of the book instead of 2/3 of the book, or maybe more, because it's more about the underground saving the fairies and everything that's going on down below than about saving his father. So yes, there could have been more about saving his father. The Sign of 4 by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It was 4 stars because it's actually a bigger read than others, so that's why I gave it a 4 stars. And it was very good storytelling, so that's why that one's there. This was also listened to as an audible, The Sign of 4, so that made it easy. Then there's also Heaven's Official Blessing 2 by Mo Jiang Tong Zhu. 5 stars because they're a great read. And you get to learn about his past in this. It's just learning more about Cheryl Leon's past. It's really good, and I enjoy it. I enjoyed it, okay? And that time that I got reincarnated as a slime, novel 2 by Fuse is also a 5 star. You might think I might give out these 5 stars, but I like what I like. And this one introduces the ogre's race, which of course, Betty Morrow is hot, and Shuna is just a precious princess that needs to be taken care of. The next one would be, this is why I listened to the audible of The Valley of Fear by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This is a 3.5 because half of the book was set in the past. It had nothing to do with Sherlock Holmes, and I wasn't interested really in that. I'd rather I just read more Sherlock Holmes things than anything else. Okay, and we have this. Okay, so this is The Shadow of Kyoshi by F.C. Yee. This was a 4-star read. I was extremely excited to read about what made Kyoshi the most famous for, though that's not what this book was about. It was about the conclusion to the first one and how she set herself up as a powerful and formidable warrior that couldn't be messed with. Okay, you don't mess. The last that I read was His Last Bow, and all of it that was included in His Last Bow for Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's books. The Adventure of the Wisteria Lodge, which was a 3-star because, a dude goes to stay at a lodge with a friend and then wakes up and his friend's gone. Doesn't know what's going on. The Adventure of the Cardboard Box was also a 3-star. That one was really interesting because somebody got mailed a pair of ears. Really gross. The Adventure of the Red Circle was a 3-star. They could have been better because they had already did a secret society in The Sign of 4. So I thought that was just a little odd for them to do another one. The Adventure of the Bruce Partington Plans was a 3.75 because that was a little more interesting, a little more intrigued about how a guy was set up and framed. The Adventure of the Dying Detective, it's 3.5. Sherlock Holmes has really good acting skills that he could even convince from a distance Watson that he was dying. Wonderful. The Disappearance of Lady Frances Carfax, that was a 3.75 because it was also something completely different from the normal. The Adventure of the Devil's Foot was a 3-star. I really don't know what to say about this one. It was just him going on vacation and him not being able to have his vacation. And His Last Battle, The War Service of Sherlock Holmes, was a 3-star because I thought it was actually going to be him in war, not him trying to prevent war. That's what that was. Okay, so that is the end of March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me, that was a burp. That's 6 books there. Technically a lot more than that if you count this one as 2 books. More than 2 books. There was a lot going on in there. The next one it says that I've officially read was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. It's a 4-star. Okay. They took some fae and they did a good job with it. I liked this fae world. It was very interesting to the point where I can't wait to read the next one. Number 6, Volume 2 by Atsuko Asano and art by Hinako Hino. This continues the manhwa of number 6 and you get to see a little bit more about the details of the world and what they have plans for it or what they want to do. There's that. I gave it a 4 stars, by the way, because my Shion and Azumi are like Love's Kiss in their way of acting. I was also during that time listening to the Audible for Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I give this a 2.75 because I should not have wouldn't have really liked it because I don't really like the Hunger Games either. They're like the same range. It could have been better, in my opinion. This could have had more action in it because it didn't have a lot of it. Hunger Games could have had a lot more downtime in it than it did. Okay. We have Solo Leveling Novel 1 by Chu Gong. This was a 5-star read because Sung Jin Woo, being a weak hunter that just wants to protect his family and take care of his sister, but also needs to get stronger in order to be able to do that because he doesn't have no money, and money's the pinnacle of the world. So yeah, and he learns that he can by becoming a player. Obsession Untamed by Pamela Palmer. It's a 3-star. I'm going to continue the series for the Feral Warriors because I want to see if it gets any better. Because it was about the same as the first one. There was a theme that I didn't really appreciate nor like. Things happen, okay? Things happen. This is The Witching Moon by Rebecca York or Ruth Glick. And this was a 3-star. It was an interesting take on werewolves and witches getting together and falling in love. And witches trying to, get revenge for all the things that were done to them. Being kicked out of their homes and stuff. Well, their ancestors or, parents. I just don't like how they just had this instant attraction that wasn't really set up for it. Like, oh, we have our one true mates. And when we look at them for the first time, we know they're our mates. And that we love them. And, type of stuff. It was more like, I'm attracted to you from the first moment I saw you. But I don't know why, and I'm going to fight it. And while I was reading all of those, I was listening to The Tomb of Hercules by Andy McDermott. This was also a 4-star. I don't know why I said also, but yes. This is the continuation of Nina Wilde and Eddie Chase and their pursuit of discoveries while also having marital issues. And I am married. That was the end of my April reads. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least managed to squeeze a 7 in there. So this was my April reads. Now we move on to my May reads. Okay. So I first attempted to read The Shining by Stephen King. And though it had the mystery in it, and the ghosts in it, and the hauntings in it, and the magic in it. I couldn't get into it. So I figure there's a reason why I'm just not interested in The Shining. I don't know what exactly that is, but I've never seen the movie, never felt the need to watch the movie, never felt the need to read the book. Sorry, that's all there is to it. Yu Yu Hakusho Volume 2 by Yoshihiro Togashi. 5-star read because Yusuke is the punk of his high school. I can never say his high school's name correctly, so I'm not going to try and pronounce it without having the pronunciation right here. And his love for his best friend. Okay. And while that was going on, I was reading Devin Monk's Magic to the Bone. 3-star read. It's not exactly what I thought I remember it to be. She's a little more whiny. The Allie Backstrom, the main character, she's a little more whiny and a little more weak than I thought I remember her to be. I'm hoping when I continue on the series that it gets better. She gets better as a character. The Darkest Fire by Gina Showalter was a 3.5 stars. The highest rating, the highest rating I've given out for novellas. This is actually the prequel to The Lord of the Rings. Or Lord of the Rings. Lords of the Underworld. It sets it up and everything, Pandora's box. How they came to be. This book sets it up. I'm not going to tell you much more than that. Novella. The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco is a 4-star read. It is really, really interesting on how she did necromancy and magic in this world. It is unique, just like what other unique magic world. Just like the Magic to the Bone, that's got unique magic in it. You use magic uses you, but in this one it's a slightly different. They're split up into different categories and what they can do, and their heart's glass, which is basically their hearts being visible on the outside. It's just the glass heart thing that shows off their emotions and what kind of magic they can do in this very interesting way of doing necromancy as well. So I'm really enjoyed it. While all that was being done, I was listening to Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I gave this a 5-star. I don't think I need to say anything more. I seriously don't. That is all the books I read from January to May. That's a lot of books. It's a lot of books, okay? So if you think I deserve a like, comment, and a lovely subscription, why don't you drop it down below? I'll see you next illusion.